Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Three Buck Theater, and we're coming into the fall. We're coming into the horror movie season, and I don't know about you, but I'm pretty stoked because I feel there's a couple good ones on the horizon. One of the ones that has me really intrigued is Blumhouse's The Hunt, which is a trailer I saw in front of Crawl, which, by the way, quick side note, if you haven't seen Crawl and you're looking for something dumb and fun to go and see it. It's a fun, dumb movie. That being said, The Hunt came across like Manhunt the video game, or Hard Target, or The Most Dangerous Game, or The Pest, starring John Leguizamo from the mid 90s, which again is a movie. If you have not seen The Pest, you are doing yourself a disservice. Go watch it. But it does seem like a movie that is going to be one that's going to ruffle a few feathers, predominantly because it does come across like a movie where a bunch of rich coastal elites hunt down and kill deplorables. And in our current political climate, that's not necessarily the best thing you want to put out there. But it does look like a pretty interesting film nonetheless, and it's one that I want to see. However, over the course of this past week, week and a half, we've had three tragedies here in the United States involving guns, involving mass shootings. And it's tragic. It's absolutely tragic. But as Hollywood likes to do, they love to capitalize on tragedy after the fact. But in the moment of a tragedy happening, if anything coming out is very similar, they decide that they want to go and they want to alter the release date. In the case of The Hunt, that's actually not happening. According to this Fox News article here, NBC Universal Pictures plans to release The Hunt despite backlash. NBC Universal still plans to release the controversial movie The Hunt as scheduled on September 27th, despite significant backlash over the film that depicts privileged vacationers hunting deplorables for sport. Again, this Fox News article is going to overlook the original context of the film, which is that it's a play on The Most Dangerous Game, which is one of the oldest stories in existence. And it's definitely one that feeds into a base idea of humanity, a base idea of the worst things we can do to one another. It's been retold multiple times over, and that's never going to change. So what about this specifically would be needing to be changed, right? I mean, obviously there's the El Paso shooter who, according to many reports, was what you might refer to as a deplorable. But at the same time, he apparently didn't have any specific affiliation with that, from my understanding. I could be wrong. But the studio says here there are no plans to not release the film, no plans to move the release. NBC Universal executives are aware of the widespread objections to the movie's plot, but have decided to not take significant action at this time, saying here that The Hunt is being billed as a satirical take on wealthy thrill seekers taking a private jet to a five-star resort where they embark on a deeply rewarding expedition that involves hunting down and killing designated humans. But if you've seen the trailer, you can tell that the humans fight back. So it's not just like a slaughter. The humans fight back. That's part of the thrill-seeking aspect of it. Again, if you've never seen Ice-T and Rucker Hauer surviving the game, you are missing out. These movies are fun because they all play on the same themes, but they're just told in different ways. Now, NBC's Universal's Pictures, which has Comcast as a parent company, with NBC News and MSNBC, said to Fox that the movie's marketing campaign would be temporarily paused on the heels of the tragic mass shooting in El Paso and Dayton, Ohio, which does make a fair amount of sense to kind of slow down on the marketing, but they're still not going to stop the film. The Hollywood Reporter reported on Tuesday that the violent R-rated film from producer Jason Blum's Blumhouse follows a dozen MAGA types who wake up in a clearing and realize they're being stalked for sport by elite liberals. And this, again, it does come across as a very satirical take. I mean, for one, elite liberals hate guns. So why would they hunt people? I mean, you know what I mean? It's the kind of thing. It's so satirical. It's meant to be just kind of a laugh. Although, not going to lie, given our current area of the situation involving these shootings, I can understand why people would be upset with this film coming out when it did and everything else. But according to the Hollywood trade publication, characters from the film refer to the victims as deplorables, which is what Hillary Clinton infamously dubbed Trump supporters during the 2016 election. That is true. And that was a really bad thing for her to say. The report also noted a character asks, "Did anyone else see what our rat in chief just did?" Look, have you not seen The Purge, Fox News? Do you not know what exactly the Blumhouse movies do in regards to satire? So there's all that. Like, one person here One conservative called it a political, violent film to sick murder fantasies about right wingers. People kill people. That's all it really boils down to. But when it comes to Hollywood and reacting to something, I don't think there's any greater example than this right here. This is the Spider-Man Twin Towers teaser. It's just a shot of the Twin Towers. I'm not going to show you guys this because they are notorious for copyright striking. But this was a trailer that played in 2001. This is the first teaser for Spider-Man coming out in May 2002. And this was pulled. This was pulled in theaters. My boss was ordered to destroy the print. He didn't. He kept it. And when he died, I told him, I get it. I'm not even kidding on that one. He knows. He'd better cough it up, or I'm going to come down and claw it out of his coffin myself. But no, he's got it. He's got it because he knew that it would be something that people would want to hold on to. Not only that, but the film Collateral Damage, which was set to come out in September of 2001, was pushed back to February 8th, 2002. Coming down here to the release, it says the September 2001 attacks affected the release and editing of the final film. The original trailer was scrapped because it showed a major bomb attack in the United States. The film was originally scheduled for release October 5th, 2001, but was postponed due to its terrorism theme and eventually released February 8th. The movie actually didn't do very well because of that. They pushed it and people didn't go see it. Not only that, but you've got Gangster Squad here, which gets an official 2013 release date. This was set to come out October 2012. One of the trailers for it was shown during The Dark Knight Rises, which is when James Holmes walked into a theater in Aurora, Colorado, and opened fire, killing many, many, many people. And Warner Brothers reshot the ending of the movie because they had a similar scene of these guys gunning down everybody in a movie theater, probably very similar to Tarantino's Inglourious Basterds, which came out a couple years prior. And they opted out of wanting to have that ending. And so they shot a new one, which was pretty terrible, to be fair. And the movie came out in 2013, January 2013, and it was not good. It just wasn't a good movie. Ruben Fleischer did not, and I think there was a lot of edits. I think Warner's played it too safe with that, and I think a lot of other companies played it too safe. I think I get why Spider-Man took down the teaser. I can understand why Warner's would want to move the release date. I could understand why Collateral Damage want to move the release date, but at the same time, I think that doing that gives in to fear. And I mean, Spider-Man was probably the most understandable because it was the trailer and there was a visual depiction of it. But I think it also gives into fear. And fear is not what people need right now. Fear is not what anyone needs when they go into the theater. Because if you go and you give into that sort of thing, then people are going to have an immediate distrust of it. And they have an immediate distrust of it, basically the terrorists win. And that's how I personally view it. So Blumhouse coming out and saying, no, we're going to keep it on track. Universal coming out and saying, no, we're going to keep it on track. Yeah, we temporarily paused the marketing right now, but they're getting all the free press by all the trades talking about it, by everyone talking about it. So it's going to keep it in the public conscious. Whether or not the movie makes any money, I have no idea, but I actually applaud them for not giving in to the controversy and not giving in to the pushback and delaying or just pulling the film entirely. Art is art, whether you like it or not. It's subjective. You have the ability to view it or not to view it. And I think that's where we are right now. And I think that the movie is going to be, it's a satirical take on the situation. It's a satirical take on where things are. And I want to see what they do with it because their satirical takes on other aspects of society, I think, have been pretty interesting so far. And I'll be very interested to see how this film turns out. But you guys could have an entirely different opinion than me. And I am curious to know your thoughts. Let me know down in the comments below. If you guys haven't already, please thumbs up the video. Let's try to get to 200. I think we're doing pretty good on that front. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day. Thank you again for watching and peace out.